Welcome back. Well, the big story that we're tracking this hour, 4-year-old Akshata's rescue operations, giving a slight backdrop on what exactly the story is for the viewers who have just joined in. 4-year-old Akshata had fallen into a deep pit measuring almost 300 feet last night in Bijapur's Nagatahalli. But fortunately, she got stuck at a depth of around 29 feet. But what is distressing in this case is the fact that Akshata fell head first, and hence the probability of her still breathing or being conscious is very, very slim. 2 simultaneous rescue operations are in progress even as we speak. On one hand, the JCBs are being used to dig up the earth, and they have reached a depth of almost 35 feet is what we understand. And in a parallel pit at the depth of 29 feet, Akshata is present. So now they will dig a horizontal connection to the pit where Akshata is. They will block the bottom part and then try to rescue her, while the NDRF is carrying forward this traditional approach towards rescuing Akshata. On the other hand, Manikandan from Tamil Nadu has been called in. Now, Manikandan is a man who has invented a robot that can rescue children from these borewells. We have seen numerous incidents in the past where children have gotten stuck in borewells and have even lost their lives. But Manikandan has now invented this particular gadget, which is almost 4 foot long. It has a hand-like device attached to it, and using a camera, the person who is operating it can maneuver it to land the hand-like device correctly where the child is, grip it to the child and then pull the child up. But what is tricky in this case is the fact that if there is one wrong move, if there is one wrong touch that is given to Akshata, then she can go plunging 300 and does not give the. However, they have reached very, very close to Akshata at about 30 feet below. They have to only dig that horizontal pit to reach the borewell where Akshata is present. Also, the challenge that the rescue officials are facing at the moment is the fact that they have reached a depth where there are solid boulders present, and hence it is not easy as digging the earth. They will have to break these boulders into smaller rocks and then move forward, which is taking a lot of time. And as we know, in this case, time is life, especially for a 4-year-old who is stuck almost 29 feet below. A lot of people who have come in as curious onlookers, but amongst them are family members who have been inconsolable since last night. What we understand is that Akshata was in the field while her parents were busy working, but she got chased by a dog and she ran to save her life, but accidentally tripped and fell inside the borewell. But she fell head first, and that is probably what will be one of the biggest factors to determine whether Akshata will emerge successful, emerge alive out of this entire ordeal. Well, these are the 2 approaches that we're looking at to save Akshata. On one hand, we have the traditional approach, a parallel pit being dug to reach out to her. On the other hand, a device that has been invented by one Manikandan. Well, my colleague Akshata joins us live from the location. Well, Akshata, we understand that in another hour or so we will be seeing sundown. You already mentioned earlier that the weather could wreak havoc if it starts raining. We have seen that happen in Kanchana's case in the past in Bijapur itself. So are the officials working doubly fast? What is the status at the moment, and does it look possible to rescue Akshata now?
I think that it could completed today, Nishita. We have seen the officials now changing strategy. In fact, as mentioned earlier, the experts have warned that the robot, rather than helping, could in fact prove disastrous for Akshata. So keeping this in mind, Mr. Manikandan's device has been kept aside for the time being. In fact, all the digging that we've been seeing has now changed. It's no longer digging to get to Akshata, but what they're doing is they've already reached 28 feet. Nishita, they only just now measured it, and they said that that yes, they have reached 28 feet. They're continuing to use the stone crusher there to reach through to the borewell. After that, what they've stated is that they are going to be pushing mud inside, pushing mud in to ensure that there's a cushion of sorts that they can cover up this particular borewell, so that to ensure, of course, that Akshata cannot slip down any further. And this will ensure as the perfect sort of solution to Mr. Manikantan's device. This will ensure that he can use his device without any sort of harm being done to the 4-year-old or any sort of threat of her being pushed down any further. So this is the final plan right now. That they are going to go ahead and put sand in there to ensure that they can block it up to 29 feet, and then they will go on to pull her out using that robotic arm. So how long will all this take, considering the change of strategy? How long will it take? Well, a lot of questions on that, but we will have to wait and watch, Nishita.
Right, absolutely, and we understand that the officials have already finished reaching a depth where they can start digging the horizontal tunnel to reach Akshata. So what is the status as far as the NDRF's side of this operation is concerned, Akshata?
Nishita, what we understand is that they reached 28 feet now. Remember, Akshata is stuck at about 29 feet. So keeping that in mind, they are, of course, continuing their digging. As I stated, no longer is it going to be them digging to reach her, but rather to reach the borewell, stuff it up and ensure that Mr. Manikantan can go ahead and pull her out. They feel that this is a better strategy and this is a foolproof measure which will ensure that in the process of the rescue operations, little Akshata is not hurt. So this is their strategy, and this is what the NDRF are now up to. In fact, just recently we saw them measuring that particular dug up portion. It's coming up to 28 feet, and they have ordered the stone crushers to once again come in. That particular portion, Nishita, is rather hard to dig through because there are huge stones out there. So they're having to crush those stones, then send in the JCB, then dig it out. So it is a prolonged process. It's definitely not made easy by the terrain. So when will we finally see any sign of Akshata? It could take quite a while, Nishita. And in fact, localites are going on to state that maybe it will go on till tomorrow evening even, Nishita.
Right, and also what about the weather, Akshata? We understand that just a while back it had become extremely cloudy, posing a threat that if there are heavy showers, then it is a huge health hazard for Akshata. Even if she is alive, even if she is unconscious, she might die of sheer suffocation if water enters the borewell that she is stuck in. So what is the weather what is the weather like at the moment?
Well, it is pretty much very unpredictable, to say in the least, Nishita. In fact, all the way through from Bengaluru to Bijapur, it's been pouring. There have even been spells in Bijapur itself. Remember, this area is about 20 kilometers away from Bijapur. But here as well, there was a drizzle that was witnessed and heavy clouding as well. And immediately, everyone's eyes were on the sky. All of them praying to the gods that these rescue operations are not hampered by rains, because if that happens, it will be a huge headache, to say the least, for the officials. They will have to ensure that the rain doesn't enter the borewell as well. The mud will become that much more difficult. It could even erode, considering that they put huge mounds of soil all across, all around this particular dug-up portion. So, of course, fingers crossed that it doesn't rain, but it is very breezy. You can see clouds over the horizon, and if, in fact, the localites are to be believed, if these rescue operations will continue till tomorrow evening, the threat of rain this night looms large, Nishita, and they will have to take preventive and precautionary measures to ensure that in the night, if it rains, they are very much prepared, Nishita.
Right, absolutely, Akshata. And also we understand that it's going to be close to a day since this entire incident started, since this entire incident took place of Akshata falling into the borewell. What about the crowds there? Are they getting angry? Are they losing patience? What is the situation as far as the family members are concerned?
Well, Nishita, what we're in fact looking at is that there are a huge number of people gathered, people coming, people going, but the curiosity is very much present. All of them, some of them, of course, related to the little girl. Some of them who know her personally are praying hard. Others are, of course, looking and wondering exactly what is happening. Several people approaching the media as well, asking if there are any updates about the little girl. So this general air of curiosity and hope surrounding this particular area. Not much impatience being witnessed as such. much. But what we are witnessing, Nishita, is that every once in a while, when in fact the officials do relax, these locals are seen making their way towards the borewell, towards the dug-up site as well, which is when we see a mild lathi charge of sorts, and the cops dismiss that huge crowd that's come together. But more or less peaceful, they are maintaining their distance. They are ensuring that they don't hamper the operations as such, Nishita.
Right, Akshata, stay with us. We'll come back to you for more details. Well, there we have it, all the latest updates. My colleague Akshata bringing to you from the location, even as a 4-year-old child has been stuck in a 300-foot deep pit for almost 22 hours now. Absolutely no relief in sight at the moment. These are the visuals that can be seen all through the day. The officials working overtime, moving the earth, moving the garbage, moving the stones, in fact, that are in place, breaking them into pieces and moving them away so that Akshata can be reached. Well, in fact, even as the rescue operations are underway, prayers are pouring in from all quarters for little Akshata. While in Ramnagara, well-wishers headed to a dargah to pray for her. In different parts of the state, people visited the temple hoping and praying that Akshata will at least miraculously survive because of divine intervention. Prayers were also offered at a church in the state by well-wishers. Well, these are the people who have probably never seen Akshata or her family in their lives, but it is only the thought of a 4-year-old suffering in a deep pit that has made people sit up, take note, and turn to the divine for help. Well, even as prayers are coming in, rescue operations have been proceeding since last night. Sources even suggesting that the rescue operations may take much longer than expected. They might take not only by tonight but even maybe tomorrow, all through the day, and that is what will pose a huge challenge to Akshata as well as her family members. Akshata will have to hold on to dear life till the very end, but will that happen? Is she showing signs of life or consciousness even now? Well, that is something that the officials have not revealed much about. This is the huge alternate pit that has been dug up to reach Akshata. It is almost 28 feet deep is what we understand. We can see the surface is extremely rocky and there are huge boulders present, and that is what is making it very difficult for the rescue operations to proceed. There we see it being measured. The pit during regular intervals after the digging is complete. The pit is measured so that the officials can take a call on when the horizontal pit will be dug up. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Manikandan is only waiting for a thumbs up or a green signal from the NDRF to proceed with his rescue operations, as this is not a pit where the child is at the very bottom. So one wrong nudge can send the child all the way down 300 feet.